and Ger Canning.
Leinster champions Galway return to Croke Park facing their stiffest test of the year. Their only change from the Leinster final shows fit again Cathal Mannion coming in for Jason Flynn. Niall Burke is due to start at full forward with the two Connors either side of him, Conor Whelan and Conor Cooney. The 2016 champions from Tipperary come into the semi-final with two notable changes from the side which started against Clare in Porky Queeve. Darren Gleeson has won his place back in goal, and Michael Cahill comes into the full back line in place of Toss Hamill. Significantly, James Barry is back at number 3. John Hanbury all the way down beyond Banyan this time, and there was a foul which the referee has spotted, and the player who was fouled over there was Conor Cooney. There were so many questions before all of this, Michael, of course, about that Tipperary full back line. Just how solid were they going to be today? You can be certain Galway will test them. Joe has missed a line ball, put it to the left of the post. His first free then, coming up here, chance to level it, and it comes down off the post. It comes down to Cooney, quick turn, and that one's gone over the bar. Conor Cooney the scorer. It's a point apiece.
Yeah, Conor Cooney outstanding. Look at Joe's free here off the post, and Conor Cooney very quick to react and quick swiveling over the bar. He's having a fantastic year.
He really is a lethal finisher, Conor Cooney. Cross goes John O'Dwyer all the way back, and that one's gone over the bar. It's gone flying over there from the wing half back. It is Seamus Kennedy, second game in a row for him to score. Scored in the All-Ireland final back here last September. Took the little pass there from Bubbles O'Dwyer and hit it beautifully over and tipped back in front again. Cathal Mannion looks up, trying to play it into space there towards Johnny Cohen, but cut out well. Beautifully down into the path here of Noel McGrath. Has a look at the target at Hill 16, down there, up into the air it goes, and he drops it over the bar. Good point by Noel McGrath. So a very bright start by Tipperary.
Obviously Michael Ryan thought about this. Garrod McInerney, very inexperienced at this level, and Noel McGrath, a brilliant player, great score and great start by Tip.
All the way down towards the half forwards this time. Comes back out to Sean Curran, making an early impact, trying to hand pass it in towards Brendan Maher. Didn't quite succeed in that. One back by Noel McGrath, a back out as far as John O'Dwyer, and Bubbles has a shot on the target, and it's a successful one. A point for John O'Dwyer.
Yeah, and look at Noel McGrath again, just great first touch and little sidestep. Look at the vision to put it out. A lovely feat again by Bubbles, little swerving over the bar.
This time it's down off the hand of Kennedy. Galway have it back. Conor Whelan looks up. It drops in. It took a long while to find the range, but it's gone over the bar, and it's a point for Galway, scored by Conor Whelan, their 20-year-old. Donamar under pressure, under real pressure, because Cooney's collected it beautifully. Back it comes. Johnny Cohen looking and driving and scoring. Good reply.
Yeah, super catcher, Conor Cooney. And again, the vision, and I think that's on display from both sides so far. They're looking up, they're picking out the loose man, but that's a fantastic catch.
Up towards Conor Cooney. Conor Cooney raiding, and across came Mickey Cahill. Vital intervention that time. Read the dangerous signal immediately. Cathal Mannion plays it back towards Whelan, trying to make an angle for himself. Back in towards Cooney again, and Conor Cooney hits this one with ease and puts it over the bar. He's got a second point, and the teams are level at 4 points apiece in the 14th minute, level for the second time in this game.
Great play there by Mickey Cahill, as you mentioned. Got back there.
Inside here towards Seamus Calnan. Gets it. What a block by Daithí Burke, but he got it back, Calnan. Brilliant point. That is a superb piece of hurling by both men. Calnan's second point, but the block by Daithí Burke. Watch this. Super. Pauline once again inside there towards Conor Cooney, racing across for possession, taking his man out of position. That is James Barry beautifully into Whelan, and Whelan flicks it over the bar. A second for the Kinvara player.
That's the best scored again. Brilliant play out the field, first of all, interplay, and look at that for a pick up by Conor Whelan.
Down towards Calden once more. Collects, but he's gone out to the 45-metre line to get it now. Oh, he's mishit it completely, but it might yet work out. Comes back towards Tui, under pressure, real pressure. Oh, it's a goal for Tipperary. And the goal king has done it again. John McGrath, his 10th ever, and it comes up with a real mix-up by Galway.
Yeah, we see it so often in hurling. Shane McCallum wanted to only tap over the bar and mishit it. Colin McCallum came out. We just watched John McGrath, just a little flick away here, got a little touch over the head, and he doesn't miss from there. He loves goals, he lives for them.
Back down into the centre of the park once more. In there goes Pádraig Mannion to challenge for it. The number 5 for Galway in the thick of the action. Comes out to Joseph Cooney instead. Racing away there. Trying to get away from Brendan Maher. One back, however. Slipped forward once more by Conor Marr. Pressure on with Calden there. And Calden off the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper managed to get down, got some part of his anatomy to it, and kept it out.
That's a great save by Colin Calden. He's certainly redeemed himself there. Dahi Burke goes down, Calden holds his feet, gets in, and Colin Calden down very smartly to save what looked like a certain goal.
Niall Burke trying to make some inroads, pressurised, ferocious pressure, and Ronan Maher has won it back for Tipperary. Not the greatest of hand passes, straight to Michael Green, a bit of a hospital pass that one. In the end it is going to be Galway possession.
I think Joel fancy this one.
You're right, he does fancy it. He really fancies it. So do the crowd. Third for Joe. Light breeze behind them as Aidan Hart completes the clearance. Way downfield, beautifully collected here. What a catch by Conor Cooney, advancing. He got a goal here last year. He's missed this one, but not by much.
Brilliant shot, but out and wide.
Cooney back in there towards Conor Whelan. 1 against 3, and Whelan managed to get it. He's got 3 so far. He's got another one. He's on fire in this match. Galway 15 points, Tipperary 111.
And he'd no right to score that. You know, the defenders everywhere.
Team still level. 10 minutes into the second half. That's one back once again here by Gearóid McInerney. Surrounded by Tipperary players. Managed to get it out towards David Burke. Under pressure there from Pádraig Marr. And down went Burke after that, and if ball goes into the square, real dangerous situation. Cleared out eventually, but not terribly convincingly out. Out it comes. Mickey Cahill followed it out. That was enough, and Pádraig Marr completes the clearance, lifts the siege down towards Calnan, spills loose here. McGrath's in after it. Out there came Mannion to try and get that ball, and it comes out to Aidan Hart. Aidan Hart, the left half back of Galway, racing clear of the challenges. Back downfield it comes into the hands of Conor Cooney, drops it, tries to go after it, second time of asking. James Barry kicks it away. Cathal Mannion tries to pick it up. Instead it's Noel McGrath elegantly coming in here, has time, delivers it forward towards his younger brother, can't take it. Pádraig Mannion can. Spots where a support player is, it's Hart. Took too long to get that ball. In the end it's John McGrath picking it up. Flicked forward by Noel McGrath. Under pressure there is Gearóid McInerney, facing back towards his own end line. Likewise, Dahi Burke. Across comes Seamus Calnan. Shows great vision. That is a great ball. Brilliantly done. And that should go over the bar at the end of it all, will it? But it doesn't. It would have been a marvellous score.
And maybe a passage to play that sums up the game that we've been looking. Some brilliant play, brilliant vision by Seamus Calnan, but then a poor wide. And there's an awful lot of tension out of it.
Galway winning it in numbers again there. David Burke, lots of bodies in the centre of the field. Down to take that one, Dan McCormack. Picked up by Pádraig Marr. Marr striking, looking at the target. Umpires nod in agreement, and it's a second point for the Tipperary captain. Tipperary lead by a point, and McCormack gets it back in once again, but it's stopped there by Garrod McInerney, thundering out, lost the hurley, takes the shoulder from Bubbles, loses it at the end to Bonner Marr. Back it comes once again towards Pádraig Mannion. Mannion looks, sees a colleague just ahead of him. That's Johnny Cohen. Spills loose from him. Real intensity in it now. Pádraig Marr goes back under ferocious pressure from Cooney and from Whelan. Whelan has it, slips it forward here. Conor Cooney trying to dodge around the goalkeeper and across at the end to block it out, and it's gone. The referee has decided to call back the play. It's going to be a free.
Great play there by, first of all, Conor Cooney, then Conor Whelan throws it onto him, but watch there, he came very quickly off his line, went to take him out of it.
51 minutes into the match, into Bubbles, great delivery, beautiful laid off. Here's a chance for Noel McGrath. What a stop by Colm Callanan. Brilliantly done. He was absolutely certain he was not going to be beaten a second time, and that is a splendid save. Middle of the second half. Once again it's Garrod McInerney collecting it, giving it in there towards Joe Canning, looking up at it, watching it, and the ball's gone over the bar. Only he can do that. Daring and fearless in everything he does.
Garrod McInerney's had an unbelievable second half. Brilliant catch, and Canning didn't even look from 90 yards straight over the bar. That's an inspirational score.
Brendan Barr back again. Garrod McInerney to take. He's immense. He's got a player in front of him who wants it. It's his captain, David Burke. Fumbles initially, goes again. Back in again towards Johnny Glynn. Throws it back out again towards Canning. Joe Canning getting away from two markers, and it was eventually
out to 65, I think, yeah.
James Barry's stick, I think, for that 65. It could have had a point.
Yeah, it opened up from there. Normally you'd see goals from Joe there.
Both sets of fans now raising the decibel level. A very, very vibrant atmosphere at Croke Park. Broken down here this time. One back by Seamus Kennedy, who scored already, but right now he's the supplier. And it comes into Noel McGrath. What stylish work that was. The team score. Great combination. Lovely play. Great finish. Colm Callanan taking the free. To 20 metres out from the Tipperary goal. Broken down here, it's Flynn. Scored 2 goals in the league final. Denied this time.
And here you are, Jason Flynn breaks onto the ball, and watch down Pádraig Marr came across. I think that was a free in, maybe a penalty.
They advance once again here. McCormack stopped. Adrian Toohey came across here. That was important. Good as you like there. Adrian Toohey getting it out all the way down towards Jason Flynn. Flynn couldn't hold on to it. Collision of bodies. Johnny Glynn lent his weight quite considerably in that. Wins it, picks it up. Glynn goes. He's been a star so often in the past. He's got Flynn away. He's got Joe Canning on this side, and that ball's gone wide. Another glorious chance.
A great hand pass. Joe Canning did the right thing and just outside the post. He nearly hit it too well.
Diagonally across here, over towards Joseph Cooney. The next score is important, you would feel. Who's going to get it? Cooney hand passing it back towards David Burke. Swings around, makes an angle. It's tight, it comes off the post. How many times has the post been hit today? 3 or 4 times. Joe Canning keeps it in play. Back it goes. It's high, it's over the bar. 9 for Canning. A real tour de force by him. Heading inside the last 5 minutes of the 70. Collected by Ronan Marr. Plenty of time left for both of these teams to do something special. Dan McCormack racing ahead, pursued by Johnny Cohen. Eventually that ball hit in high and over the bar. A vital score by John O'Dwyer, his 3rd point of the match, and John O'Dwyer from Killinall ties it up for the 12th time. Tipperary have it back from their own half-back line. Seamus Kennedy up towards Calvin, can't get to it. Instead it's Adrian Toohey who's got there first, down injured. Player who had to go off at half-time last year because of a hand injury. He's won a free this time. Teams level. 3 minutes to go. Joe's got 9 so far. This is such a huge distance out. 90 metres from the target. He's got a 10th. Down into the inside forward. There's only one man there, Johnny Glynn, in maroon colours. It's won by James Barry instead. Back out into the centre towards Dan McCormack. Tipperary lifting the siege. They got a free as well. McCormack was fouled, and there's a chance maybe for Tipperary to level the game here. Brendan to take 2 points so far. He pointed late in the quarter-final against Clare down in Porky Queeve. Last year's captain takes the responsibility and lands it over the bar. Good decision by the manager to give it to Brendan Maher, and a 3rd point for him. Back once again via Noel McGrath. Tip trying to win it. Stopped brilliantly here by Daithí Burke. Outside to Mannion like a conjurer. Held on to it. The hand goes in then. And that's a foul committed by Niall O'Mara. And it's a free out for Galway.
And Joe's gone back. He's gone back an awful long way, but he's determined to take it.
Micheál Donoghue making instructions. He's got 10 points in this match out of Galway's tally of 21. Sides level, last minute of injury time. He's inside his own 45. That is short. Dropping in dangerously, however. Oh! Goalkeeper made a great save. James Barry gets it away. Well done to Brendan Gleeson, or Darren Gleeson rather, to keep that one out. And it comes out to Johnny Cohen. Galway looking for another one. It's Canning once again, firing it in from near the sideline. It's a miracle shot. It's gone over the bar. Galway are in front.
And the time is up. What a score by Joe Canning. Johnny Cohen had the vision. Will Barry Kelly blow it up?
11 points for Joe Canning. Galway by 1. Will Tipperary get one more chance? O'Dwyer responding. It's going left. It's gone wide. It's now up to the referee. 22 points to 118. That's 22-21. Galway.
I'd say that. It's 40 minutes in. 40 seconds over.
There won't be much more. He's pointing the way, telling the goalkeeper, let fly, it's all over! Galway are in the All-Ireland final of 2017. Micheál Donoghue has them back in the final once again. And Tipperary, last year's marvellous champions, bow out. The full-time score here in the first of the All-Ireland Hurling semi-finals. Galway the winners.
Yeah, fantastic scenes. A crowd of over 68,000 there. Everybody loved it. It was great excitement amongst the Sunday game lads watching it. Gerald Nan, you loved every minute of it.
It was just a momentous game. It's the third in the trilogy, and I suppose when you look at films, the third is usually a turkey. But you could argue that this was the best of the three. And I suppose the first thing we should say is that Tip played absolutely as champions should play. They played with courage, and they had a savage desire to hold on to that title no matter what happened. So great credit due to them for producing their best performance of the season. Galway played with great intelligence, great composure, but above all a mental fortitude or a mental strength that we haven't always associated with Galway, But the way I saw it was you had two outstanding defences. Most of the heroes were in defence on both sides. But Tip relied on the odd flash of brilliance from their forwards, whereas the Galway forward attack was more potent. They created 43 chances to Tip's 34. They had 55% of the possession to Tip's 45. So really at the end of the day, you'd say they deserved it. But it had so many incidents, so many brilliant displays, so many misses as well as so many chances. And then it ended like all great epics should end, with a score straight out of heaven. One of those scores will be remembered forever by a star player in Joe Canning. So what a day to be in Croke Park. It's a brilliant for Galway to be in the final, very disappointing for Tip, but they gave it everything. But for all of us there, a day we'll never forget.
Brendan Cummins, some people said it was epic excitement and drama, but there was at times there were errors in it that took from the standard of it. Is that a fair criticism.
Yeah, well, there would be, but I mean, like Ger said there was absolute honest endeavour all the way through, you know, and hurling, as everyone knows, is not a game of perfect. And when you talk about it, you know, we'll talk about later about Conor Whelan coming back on Michael Cahill. I mean, the level of skill, you only had a fraction of a second at any stage, not only to draw your breath, you remember to throw up the ball and try to hit it. Everybody was at their max there, every sinew and everyone's body was going to the last, you know, and it was just like gladiators. It was just fantastic, and that's why there was over 60,000 people inside in Croke Park today to watch this tension. And like Ger said, it absolutely didn't let us down. So errors are only going to a byproduct of fellas putting in huge effort.
Yeah. Jackie, you played in thrillers against both of them. What did you make of the game today?
Yeah, it was refreshing to see two teams just standing back and going toe to toe, hammering tongues at each other. Physicality, errors, mistakes, brilliant scores. The level of defending, I thought, was brilliant today. Like, we've looked at these games and they've been mid to high 20s.
Can I bring you up on that? Yeah, because you said when I was chatting with you loved the centre of the Galway defence.
It was a joy to watch 3 and 6 for Galway today. This has been a problem child from going back before Ger's time even. Yeah, Dahi Burke and Garrod McInerney. And here's just Dahi Burke, great block. Seamus Cannon gets a score from it, but the pressure he put on him all day, he won that duel and gave him a great opportunity to win. And look at this for a hit. We seen Pádraig Maher driving Joe Canning over the line last year. It was different today. What was different? Garrod McInerney was central to it. And from there, this is Galway at their best. Aidan Hart, lovely crossfield ball across. Conor Cooney in the first half was making these lovely runs across the line. Watch this for hands out Conor Whelan. Bang, into the hand, one turn over the bar. But that came from their back line. All day long, Garrod McInerney up into the sky, flicks it to Joe Canning over the bar. He won that duel with Bonamara, and that was massive. Ger talked about the ball going into the forwards. These lads all day long, they ate it up. Here we are again, Garrod McInerney, a little flick and Galway on the attack again. And in the 73rd minute, but the game level, look at this, Dahi Burke. That's leadership for you. That's taking control of the game. And here we see that hit again with Garrod McInerney. Well, I wouldn't like to be in the way of him. He'd just blow you out of the way at 6'3" and at 15 stone.
You cope.
He was like a train, and they built their team on those two guys. That was the platform for him to get the ball into the forwards.
Given the threat posed by the Galway attack, Tip tried to structure themselves appropriately.
Yeah, there was a change there right from the throw-in. Dan McCormick went midfield and Mikey Breen went forward, and I think this is a byproduct of Tipperary trying to protect their half-back line, especially on the puck outs. You see, Dan, his role today was every time that Colin Cannon was pucking out the ball, is to try to be on the breaks. He blocked it down. He was very creative. He was always aware, you know, of where he needed to be, and he also set up the attack. So he was a huge platform, I suppose, for Tipperary, and really protected our defence. You see him, he goes up along the line here, and this is the Dan McCormick we know on the quarter-final against Clare, where he moved up the pitch, brought his full forward line into play. But when there was a good side to Dan back there, he was a loss up front for Tipperary. So when the ball came in then, he himself and Bonner are the muscle men in that Tipperary forward line. Galway defender coming out with the ball, he marches straight out past 2 or 3, 4 Tipperary forwards. Dan is on the outside, shielding the half-back line. But then, of course, when the ball went in high as well, again, another puck out, Dan gets onto it, plays it outside, and when it goes up then, the Tipperary full forward line, if they lost possession, straight away then, the Galway full back line were on the front foot. And another sign too is that when Mick Ryan there had to take Dan out there into the midfield, Mikey Breen had to be taken off, Jason Ford had to be taken off, and Niall O'Mara eventually came in. So it took 3 men to try to fill what he does. He's a key thing to Tip going forward, but to be fair to Mick Ryan, he had to shore up the defence some way today. Dan's role was to sit that little bit further back to launch attacks, but we lost a little bit up front because of that.
That's very true, because they lost the ball winner there, you know, when their other ball winner, Bonner Maher, was marked and well beaten by McInerney, then they were left with no ball winner. So it was back to the big problem the Tip have had over the last 10 or 15 years, ball-winning half-forwards. And because of that, they were living on scraps from the forwards, but whatever scraps they got, they made the best use of them.
Yeah. You were impressed, in contrast with the Galway forwards.
Well, what impressed me about Galway was different forwards played well at different times today. Like Conor Cooney set the tone from the very start. Joe wasn't on form in the first half. The first ball that hit the post, and Cooney's there, he's alert, he puts it over the bar. Now look at the lovely movement here. Whelan has moved out. They're creating space for each other. Into Cooney again, a lovely finish. So this is what's most impressive, man. Conor Cooney started off really well, great ball. Then Conor Whelan comes into the game, although he stayed in the game nearly for the whole thing. We've seen this already, this lovely ball in here, and look at the turn for Whelan. That's unmarkable when you get a ball like that. No one can take it off you. Now another fellow who played well in a deep role was Joseph Cooney. Now look at this ball to Whelan here. He has no right, with 5 Tipperary backs around him, he has no right to win it. But not only does he win it, but he put it over the bar. Now maybe Joseph wasn't as good or as visible as he was the last day, but he got some great work, especially in the second half, back in his own half-back line. Now, of course, come with the hour, come with the man here. From line balls, from place balls, and in the last 10 minutes, when it really mattered, that when others had faded out of the game, Joe Canning really stepped up to the mark in those last 10 minutes. You know, that mammoth point he got from way inside his own half, that was an inspirational score to give them a 1-point lead. Yeah. And of course, the one then at the finish. So these are options that Galway didn't have before. You know, very reliant on Joe and all of that. Yeah. They still need the other 2 forwards, whoever they had, whether it's Jason Flynn or Cathal Mannion, whoever. They need bigger performances for those in the final. But it's very, very encouraging that they now have those options up front, which they didn't have in the past.
Right. When you talk about the physical weakness of Tipperary in terms of they didn't have that ball winner up there on form today, in contrast to that, watching the Tipperary forwards at times, some of the forwards, the skill levels were fantastic.
Yeah, Jackie mentioned there about Conor Whelan and unmarkable. The Tipperary forward line get into flow, you know what I mean? See Bubble sidestep there, you know, on Aidan Hart, you know, slapped it over the bar. The speed at which they can move the ball around, you know, and the awareness around. Jason Ford gets inside, Noel McGrath sees it's on and makes the spin. The pass, I'd say Noel would like to be passing to himself from a pass he gave Lark Corbett a few years ago. Jackie would appreciate that. But you know, but in tight spaces, you're always talking to kids about those 5-10 yard passes. You see that in the blink of an eye, the ball has moved. And also, it's been a help for the inside line in Tipperary has been John McGrath. He can win his own ball, and when it goes in, there's loads of Galway defenders around him. He gets it, has the time and composure to put that ball over the bar. So we still had the glimpses of that Tipperary forward line. It wasn't as much as we probably have liked for the reasons I mentioned earlier, but at the same time they had enough to keep tipping the game, and it was by far their best display all year.
Just as a defender, Jackie, which is the more potent attack of those two generally, do you think?
Well, looking at today's, I thought it was Galway's, because the physicality of them, the size of some of those guys. And in games like that, when the pressure comes on, being able to win ball in the air and win ball when it's 2 versus 1, which Conor Whelan was able to do and Ger was speaking about, that's so crucial. Because today, with 10 minutes to go, lads are out on the feet, having that ability to turn, hit a ball anywhere, knowing that the forwards, if they don't win it, it'll at least stick. And those Galway lads, they fight tooth and nail for it. And that's hard, because the longer that ball is around the back line, the more nervous backs get.
And what's so interesting about it is today's game was such a traditional game like this. Yeah. Get your own ball, win your own ball. It was like a Brian Cody game, if you like. You know, all those principles of no matter where you are, you must be able to win your own ball. Corner forward, corner back. Those individual jewels, that's what makes a team. And Galway have, as you said, Jack, that's what Galway didn't have before, especially in the forwards. They didn't have fellas who can win ball like that, and they can run it in defence. But the physicality of the day, you know, and the aerial jewels that were there, it was just... Hurling can't be always open and fast and scoring 2:34. This was real stuff, real manly stuff today, and you know, both teams gave it absolutely everything, and it was just absolutely brilliant to watch.
Jackie, in your column in the Irish Times on Friday, you wrote about the worst feeling is losing the semi-final. The Tip lost by the narrowest of margins. What will they look back on? I mean, because when you only lose by the puck of a ball, there have to be occasions you look back on.
It'll be the missed chances. It'll be the missed goal opportunities. It'll be the missed frees. It'll be the missed the wides from open play. This was a glorious chance for Seamus Callan, and we feel like we're picking on him, but you know, he was their talisman. Another missed free. They in All-Ireland semi-finals have to go over, and here Brendan Maher, there's no real conviction in this shot. He just lobs it in. You know, All-Ireland semi-finals, this is cut and thrust. You've got to be bursting through, driving those balls over the bar. You know, Seamus Callan again is 65, relatively in front of the goal, wide again. You know, and this, Ger has spoken about this already. Like, that's a great opportunity to score a goal. And if that was Tipperary last year, I've no doubt about it that that's a goal. And that's ultimately the difference this year. And like you talk about the winter now for Tipperary, I don't really know where they are, Des, as of now. Like, you know, they've spoken about putting back-to-back All-Irelands. They haven't done it, I think, since 1965. You know, and like these teams should have 3 or 4 All-Irelands, and they don't. And they have to ask themselves the question, why don't Tipperary have it? And it comes back to a lot of things, but there's been a lot of rumours, a lot of stuff coming out of camp. Michael Ryan had been difficult, found it hard to manage all that. So there's a lot of kind of rumblings coming out of Tipperary that weren't there last year.
But still, they give it everything today. It was a totally manly, heroic performance from Tipperary. They're just a little fraction behind where they were last year. Things that worked from last year, not working today, but this was their best display of the year by a country mile.
And again, only the puck of a ball between that and being in the final again. Lots of Waterford fans in contact with us, given Tiger Burka got sent off and will miss the semi-final in relation to an Adrian Toohey incident on the helmet of Bubbles. We can have a look at it here and give us your verdict on it. No action was taken. So that's Adrian Toohey there. Jared, take us through it.
Well, that's Adrian Toohey there. He's on the ground. Bonner Maher is attacking him now. You see Bonner's helmet is not loose. Strap isn't loose or anything. He goes in now. Look at the hand comes back. He pulls the helmet and the helmet comes off, you know. So it's interference with the helmet. Now the big problem is, you know, what happened with Tide de Burka, and that word deliberate. It must include deliberately pulling or take hold of a face guard or a helmet. Now, is that deliberate? That is the big question. Now, when I was convinced that the Burkas wasn't deliberate, he was trying to get away from Harry Keogh. Harry Keogh made a big scene to the linesman. The linesman calls the referee's attention. Bono didn't make a big scene today, even though he had to go off and replace the helmet. So I think it's ridiculous. You know, things happen by accident, or they just happen in the game. Are they deliberately dangerous? I don't think
it's a big grey area, because
it is.
Adrian Toohey is facing away from Bonner Maher. He's facing away from the ball. If he was facing Bonner Maher, he'd be able to see where his hands were going. You'd know exactly, that's a interfering with the helmet or pull up. The fact that he's facing away from it, it's hard to know. But it does take a lot of force to remove a helmet like it was on Bonner Maher. It's not black and white. It's hard to know whether it was 100%.
See, when you see it again, Dan McCormick's helmet was actually loose. The strap was off. But Bonner's wasn't off. Bonner's helmet was.
The precedence has been set.
That's the problem.
Like the last day, and it's really difficult. It was bound to happen. Now, if this stops Adrian Toohey, no more than it stops Tide de Burka from playing an All-Ireland semi-final or Ireland final, you know, it's a real tough one for players who are putting in so much into it. You know, for that accident or whatever the case may be, it's going to be a bit of a sweat now for Adrian Toohey in the coming days. Like it's as simple as that.
He's deliberately dangerous. Like, you know,
it's
God. I can't see it, but. You know.
Okay, let's finish on a high. And that last 10 minutes was so gripping. I mean, it was non-stop the last 10 minutes. Just take us through. There was 14 highlights picked out here.
14, and that was only in the last 10 minutes. You know, the first one was John McGrath point there to level the game. As you said, John McGrath, the one forward, the inside forward who could win the ball. Now, Joe must have been practicing for that last point, because he hit one from the sideline in that last 10 minutes before that as well. And, we had a wide from Shamie Canlan, a great chance to level it again. And then I think after that, you look at the crowd, the tension in the crowd today and the noising for a part. And then we hit the Bubbles miracle score. Bubbles always seems to do something miraculous when he comes to Croke Park, just as he did with the goal last year.
Yeah, and this was Joe Canning, a monster free at a crucial time. And at this stage, guys,
time is just up now.
It's like two heavyweights absolutely out on their knees, just punching each other. Look at that for a sideline cut, but this is what wins games. Look at that run. Conor Whelan had to run 60-70 yards to get that hook. That's what wins games. That poor woman was about to pull her hair out. Poor old Brendan was the same as well. But it was like everybody that. There was no shape to the team. There was no flow. Lads were all over the place. It was just about somehow getting your hand on the ball. There's another free.
That's the 72nd minute now.
Dan McCormick had a great game.
Yeah, he really did. He was everywhere.
This was free.
Look at the manliness of that. Look at the courage of Brendan Maher there. Take that and put it over there.
Yeah, absolutely. At that stage then, I think we're all thinking, we might be coming back again, and what are Galway going to give? Is there one more swing? And these lads tip supports are up. I was up myself at the time, and then that high ball came in. And when you need rocks, Dahi Burke catches the ball, flicks it outside to Mannion, who ends up drawing a free. At that stage I was thinking to the ref, actually look, when the ball falls here to be full time and that'll be that. I was looking anxiously up, but Joe then, you thought he might pull out a miracle. I remember Joe's inside his own 65 hitting this ball that comes in. Darren Gleeson was off a good reaction save. James very clears that everyone's waiting the full time whistle, but then Johnny Cohen, when you need guys who are going to make clear decisions, at this stage my heart was racing, his was. Guess where Joe Canning pops up? Look at that, an absolute genius of a score over the bar. No bother to him in the heat of championship battle, and you think then Galway are out the gap at this stage, but there was one more throw of the dice for Tipperary, and when it fell to that man Bubbles, he did the right thing. He turned inside. A man of his ability, you'd hope he could be able to put it over the bar, but under that intense, like he's 75 minutes into a game. You can barely swing your arms. Never mind to say to try to hit the ball over the bar from 45-50 yards on the sideline. And it's just unfortunate that his one went wide. But what an absolute epic.
Sure was. Well, let's get some reaction to that now from both camps on an unforgettable contest.
Real brilliant sporting drama coming to you from Croke Park. Two brilliant teams.
The stakes are so high today, and obviously in trying to get into the final, so I turned into a cracker. We knew they were going to throw something different at us, out there, but look, it was a titanic battle. I mean, they were on top at times and we got on top, and really there was small margins in the game where you can get scores.
It was such a great hurling spectacle, and we just came up short, 1 point short at the death again as usual. Typical Galway tip fair.
Huge credit has to go to Tipperary. It was another epic encounter in the trilogy, and I think it's shown how close the two teams yet again, that it's just another point between them.
It ebbs and flows, but I really thought it was a great game, a really outstanding game, great advertisement for our game of hurling.
There was nothing in it. I mean, they had chances near the end, and we got in some serious tackles, and the backs put out some serious ball, and that led to the score that Joe got. Because of the talent that he has, there's always a chance that it's going to go over, but look, it was some score to win the game.
It's Canning once again, firing it in from near the sideline. It's a miracle shot. It's gone over the bar. Galway are in front.
For Garda gets to Galway, they were excellent, absolutely excellent, and it would take a player like Joe Canning to put over that last ball. There was, we wished it was somebody else.
It's all over. Galway are in the All-Ireland final of 2017. Micheál Donoghue has them back in the final once again, and Tipperary, last year's marvellous champions, bow out.
It finishes here today. So, I suppose to all our tip supporters, it would be important to really thank them. They've been behind us in what was another epic year. Didn't quite get to where we wanted to go, but look, that's hurling, and that's life.
A nice package there, really encapsulated it all. Well, it's time to name our man of the match. So, Jackie, who are the nominees? Could be 30 fellas.
It could be one of many, but the three that we agreed on in the end. The first one was a Tipperary man, Pádraig Maher. He was brilliant today at wing back, scored 2 points, and has been a driving force for Tipperary all year, and that didn't change today. Second man, Conor Whelan, 4 points in play. Mr. Consistent this year, has been really, really excellent. Probably a shoe-in maybe for a hurler of the year at the minute he keeps going the way he is. And the last lad, Garrod McInerney, I mean, his father will be proud tonight. He was an absolute rock there at centre back, and everything good that started with Galway came through him.
In fairness, his mother would be proud as well. She's every reason to enjoy as well. Ger, who gets man of the match?
Well, as Jackie was said earlier on, that central spine for 30 years they've been waiting for a Daithí Burke and a Garrod McInerney to come along, and they come along this year. Almost 30 years since the last one, the All-Ireland, so maybe it's a good omen for him, but he was a colossus today. He cleaned out Conor Maher, the main ball winner for Tipperary, and once he was out, it really neutralised that half-forward line, the tip half-forward line. So well done, Garrod McInerney, fantastic display, and well-deserved man of the match.
Okay, well, let's hear from the Oran-Moore man now. He spoke with Joanne after the game.
It was such a big defensive display all round, wasn't it? Did you feel confident and have full faith in all your teammates in the back line?
Yeah, that was one thing I felt going into half-time. There was more in it, especially as a half-back unit. We started to find our feet, and I thought we kind of got better and better as the match went on. But all credit to Tip. They're very tough forwards, and if you give them an inch, they'll put it over and they'll punish you. And it happened plenty of times out there too. But thankfully, as the game went on, we found our feet, even though it was only a 1 point win. But we'll take it.
You'll take anything, I'm sure. Garrod, congratulations on being the Bord Gáis Energy Man of the match, and Declan Heenan was your award.
Yeah, well done, Garrod. Well, Galway were also in action in today's minor semi-final. They took on the Leinster champions Kilkenny. We also had a thrilling under-17